Party people. Good evening to everybody except the devil. Because he's never invited to the party. Hello to all my party peeps in a place to be. It's been a minute since I've been live, honestly. And I missed you guys so much. Hello. How are you? Get on in here. Invite a friend, all of that jazz. I am on YouTube and I think I'm on Facebook and I think I'm on I know I'm on Instagram. So I'm doing this from two different places. Y'all know I'm still growing in my tech savvy ministry. So cut me some grace. If you don't see the live somewhere, you can always find it on my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Candid Webb, or Instagram, and on Facebook. Hopefully it is live. I don't really know, but we'll get it together. Hi guys, how are you? How's your holiday season going? Put in the chat, please. Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how you're doing. I would love to know. Inquiring minds need to know. Are you good? 1 to 10. I think today I'm like, I'm gonna say a 7. I'm gonna say a 7, 6.5, 7. Just because there's so much transition going on, there's so many things going on in life that I don't even know. Cellus, can you also join? Cellus, if you can see this, can you also join the live on Restream? I sent you 2 links. So if you have a laptop, put your laptop on Restream so I can get you in the live that I'm doing on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay, because right now you're just on Instagram. Okay, I'm sorry to give you so much to do, but we need all of the things. Okay, do y'all have a TikTok? Hey guys, in the comments, please wave to me. Who has a TikTok? Oh, he said logging in. Okay, cool. Who has a TikTok? I don't have a TikTok yet. I mean, I feel like the over 30 crowd is a little bit slacking. You live on 3 different avenues. I cannot believe it. Yes. Am I on all of them? Come on. The Lord is working because God knows my tech abilities. That's not what he gifted me with. Now, if you need a poem, you come see me. If you need some purity strategy, you come see your girl. Some operations management, some leadership and development coaching in the area of sex and sexuality. It is I. But, let me make sure. Okay, Cellus, let me know if you have any issues. Hi, Marcus. Hi, Lola. Let me give y'all some shout outs. Shonga, I see you. Devon. Hey, Devon. Always nice to see you. My girl, Be Positive. That's my sister. From another Miss Yang, not today. Okay, you ain't taking no stuff. I see. So, guys, we're gonna get into this book right here. I am just so excited. I'm so excited, guys. Okay, because you guys know. Cellus, I'm about to let you in. Let me let you in here. Can you request? Send me a request. And I'm going to let you in on Instagram, and then we'll see if we can get you on the other thingies. Okay. All right. You guys know. Let me introduce my bro, Cellus, real quick. A rapper, two-time author. I mean, dad, family man who loves the Lord. I mean, brother in Christ. I mean, he has so many titles. He's always preaching the gospel in some sort of way, and he's so relatable. We love that about you. So I'm so excited to have my bro Cellus Hamilton in the building. What's up, Cellus? How are you?
Yo, my days be crazy, so I feel like every time I jump on here with you, or just, it's been a crazy day, but I'm good. I'm excited for just this time we about to have on this hour, and just get a chance to catch up, talk about everything. So I'm good. Long story short, I'm good.
How
are you?
Let me put you on the camera. Are you? Oh, there you go. Okay, I got my life together now. I got you on the camera on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, there's an echo. Is there echo?
Okay. Am I gonna be able to?
Oh, it's all good. I think I put it on. I put it on. I can't. Can you guys hear echo on Facebook and YouTube? Please put it in the comments so I can see if you hear echo in the chat. Fevin said, "Hey, Fevin, we see you on YouTube." Okay, Insta fam. We know you did. If you are on YouTube or Facebook and you hear echo, please let us know. Just put it in the chat for us because I hear a little bit of an echo, but we're gonna keep your clips to say echo or not because we don't play that. I'm doing well, bro. I'm honestly just trying to live an adult life out here. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but we got inflation, we got Christmas holiday season, we got family members running amok. Even though we love them, they be running amok. So it's a lot going on with me in this time of year, but I am very, very excited to be alive and to be so cute because the Lord did his good one. So I'm good. I'm good, fam. I'm really so much better now that I got my copy of Why Men Shouldn't Have Sex Before Marriage, and I am so ecstatic to jump into this conversation because I know there's so many people who want to know what this book is about and why it was even necessary. So let's just really, really quickly get into it. Now, you guys in the comments, please. Okay, Jen said there is a bit of an echo. Okay, so we'll try to work that out on our end, Jen. Sorry about that. We're going to jump right into this. My first question, and I want you guys in the chat, please hit Cellus with all your questions because I don't want y'all trying to send them a million DMs later about
all the questions, y'all. All of them.
Just put it in the comments, put it in the question box, and ask him what you want to know about this because some of you guys were shocked when I even emailed you this or I said we're going live to discuss this. There were a lot of people who were probably like, okay, what? So tell us, first of all, Cellus, what even made you write this book? Like, why was this necessary? Why is this so necessary?
This book is necessary for several reasons. Probably one of the first reasons is this book doesn't exist. You can find purity books everywhere for women. And then if they're not explicitly for women, they're for both men and women, but they have a high emphasis where you can tell they're mainly talking to women. They perpetuate that double standard. And just, I was like, how come there are no purity resources directed specifically at men? So that was one of the reasons. And the second reasons, I think I just felt like the purity conversation as it related to men was very one-sided, even the people who were giving the conversation. I don't think I had any representation of men who actually waited because they wanted to, not because they were now married and it's like now, of course, now I hold it out before I was married, and now that I'm married and I'm now following the Lord, I'm going to teach everyone else about purity. So I felt like that disconnect of not seeing it from either one of those representative sides just motivated me. And I was like, I want to be a part of this conversation in, I think, a healthy way and in a fresh new way that doesn't exist. And so that just motivated me to start writing from there.
Yeah, I love that. So Cellus, do me a favor. Do you have headphones that you can put in one of the devices? Because I think we have feedback. And I want to eliminate that. Just if you have any headphones, put it in one of the devices so you can hear one of them, and then you can talk into both of them.
Yeah.
I turned the sound off on one of mine, and I hope that helps kind of like not hearing you twice.
Bet.
So while you do that, listen, guys, I want you to know that this particular book has really been able to give me a new perspective on what purity. So many times people are like, okay, you do this, and they automatically assume it's just for women. Like abstinence is for women, obviously. Like women don't need to be having sex, all these things. But it honestly, since the beginning of time, it's taken two to tango, right? And so a lot of times the women are not the ones that are going to be able to 100% hold down abstinent relationships. They're not going to be able to 100% hold down purity. One, because they're not the leaders, and we're supposed to follow the leaders in marriage. Okay, don't at me. I said what I said. Submission is still a thing in marriage, not in dating per se, in marriage, but also because men are not really cultured to abstain until marriage. So that's why I'm super excited about this book in particular and what you're saying, Cellus, about why you wrote it, because a lot of times purity is designed as a conversation for women. When how can purity be only designed for women when men and women are the ones having sex, right? Like it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So there's no book like this. Now, let's just say, Celis, that there's a guy who is like, I have no idea where to even start with not having sex before marriage. What is there something for him in this book?
Absolutely. I think I wrote this book from the perspective that the majority of the people who read this may be in all different places, but particularly the person who may be far removed from even knowing, can I even do this? Like, this was written in mind with the person who feels like I may be so far gone that even thinking about doing something like this, if I tell people, might be looked at as crazy. So it meets you really from the very beginning stages of introducing you to the fact that the idea of purity is not something that's solely owned by one group of people. It's not only owned by the church. It's not only owned by, kind of like people who may be religious affiliated or from a very conservative background. It presents you a way in that basically says, all right, whichever angle you want to enter this conversation from, let's enter it and then let's begin there. So it meets men in wherever they may be situated, and it gives them that way in.
Yeah, I love that so much. Right. Now, men, shout out to all the men who joined the live. Shout out to you if you're a guy and you're on here. Please, please, please drop, like, what should we have them drop in the chat? Like a strong arm, maybe a strong arm. Drop a strong arm in the chat if you're a guy and you are on the live. Please, like, just getting and just hanging out with us, chopping it up with us, and you are an actual man, just drop a strong arm in the chat.
Definitely. Where the men at? Where the men at?
Who's on here? Who are the guys that are on here in the chat? Please make sure that you do that. Thank you. Someone said thank you for writing this book. Thank you for writing this book. Metaneo.
Oh, word, man. Thank you for thanking me for writing this book, because it means everything, people appreciating it and receiving it. So thank you.
Okay, so we have a question from the chat. When did you first realize in your own life that sexual abstinence is a part of being a Christian?
Well, ironically for me, not even ironically, I grew up in the South. I'm from Atlanta. I grew up in the Bible Belt. And so I was having a conversation with someone about this a little bit ago, actually, but where I'm from and the culture that I grew up in, purity was very much understood to be part of what came with walking with the Lord, part of what came with being a Christian. And I think that that's one of the things that I've had to wake up to, is that nowadays that connection, especially depending on where you live, isn't so clear. And there's a whole generation of people that think that you can actually be a Christian and that it doesn't have any connection to the way you live, and particularly what you do with your body. And that was also a huge motivation for me writing this book, because if we think that we can surrender to the Lord without surrendering our bodies, then we don't even understand surrender in the first place. So that's definitely, it was always a thing in my mind, but I've become more and more aware that it wasn't the case for a lot of my people who grew up Christians, particularly in the East Coast, New York area. Purity and church didn't necessarily connect as easily as they did for me in the South.
Yeah, no, I love that. Right. It depends on where you are, how you are kind of nurtured as to what you will generally believe about it. But I love that you were able to kind of come to that realization as like, this is really an important thing and I want to really invest into it. And a lot of people can. It's just about taking that first step. So we have another question. If I wait till marriage, this is from TH Hines 41. Thank you for this question. If I wait till marriage for sex and my partner cannot please me in bed, what do I do?
Oof, y'all asking great questions. I love this one. Well, just another plug, because we talking about it. I want to let you know that these answers, they await you in this book right here. But to answer that one, if I wait till marriage for sex and my partner can't please me in bed, what do I do? I think one of the ironies of this question is, if you wait, you are presupposing that maybe the person, how do I say it? If you wait, then what exactly? I'm trying to think of how to frame it, because the idea of waiting is that you believe that the wait is actually part of what's going to make sex better. It's in the wait. You're waiting not only because you're, number one reason, of course, hopefully will be that you're trying to please God, but you also know that there's significant, blessing inside of the wait. You know that through you waiting and through you doing it this way, that you're actually going to be receiving something better, which is lack of having a person to compare your spouse to. And a lot of that comes in with actually the wait, is you don't have these, long list of people that now you're able to compare them to, or ways that actually would make you measure the sexual experience by carnal things instead of actually by the emotional intimacy. And so the reality is that statistics show that most people who actually wait have a higher chance of not only being satisfied in their marriage, but they don't generally experience being dissatisfied. And it's because precisely that they waited. So the answers and the intricacies of how that work remain a mystery, but there's a lot to that. And this book definitely talks about that. And it presents those stats that the reality is that doesn't happen. That question doesn't really happen as much as we'd like to think for people who actually waited with the intention of understanding what waiting offers.
Here's an alternate view based on what you're saying, Cellus. Here's an alternate view for you, to everyone who wants to know this question, because thank you so much for asking that question. This is not just your question. A lot of people have this question. Yeah. So yes, absolutely. I love the way that Cellus addresses this in the book, which is why you need to get it. You can get it at cellushamilton.com, by the way. The thing that I want to kind of say about that is, if you don't wait, what if your sex life is not good? Because let's just say that you think, oh, at least I know that I'm compatible with my partner. But the fact of the matter is, you're going to be married forever. People change, you change, your partner changes. They may not do the same things that they used to do depending on their mood. And so if you didn't wait and now you have had sex with Susie and Jill and Alex and all of these people, your expectations for you having sex with your partner may, one, prevent you from even getting to the altar because it's not what you expect it to be based on your past experiences, right? Yeah. And also it may prevent you from actually enjoying sex as sex evolves in your relationship throughout marriage, because marriage is forever, and forever is a long time, y'all. I mean, I'm not the same person that I was when I was 30, 25, 20. My energy level is not the same. My face is not even the same. My weight is not the same. And I think that a lot of times we have expectations around sex that God did not even intend us to have those expectations based on our sexual relationships with the past people that we were with, or even with the person that the one person that we're saying we're going to marry, because the truth is, you don't even know if you're going to marry them. What if it all falls through at the end and now you are in a sexual relationship with someone that you were never married to, right? Yeah. So that's why I love this book, because it lists literally benefits, all of those benefits of being like, yeah, you could look at it like, okay, well, if I wait, there's no guarantee of this. But if you don't wait, there are a lot of challenges that you run into that you wouldn't necessarily have to run into, which is why not having sex before marriage is paramount, because you don't have anything to compare to your wife. You don't be like, well, my wife didn't do it like Susie Q did it.
And the beautiful thing, just to jump on that, is one of the ways that I think makes this book so special is that I weave in people's personal testimonies and stories. And so as I'm presenting concepts to you, I'm not just leaving it as this is just something that Cellus thinks. I'll give you with testimonies of multiple people, multiple men, of what they said about this same situation. And then I'll also weave in the stats, because the reality is you know, people often fail to understand that sex itself is a journey between two people. You never at one time arrive. And as you are continuing to grow and change, as you just shared, you're also learning each other. And that's the beautiful dance of sex. And so as you wait, you add also the value of knowing that because we're going to figure this out together, because this is not a one night stand, because this is forever, we get the opportunity to journey together. And as our emotional connection that we built while we were waiting is high, sex is actually a byproduct of our emotional connection. Because a lot of people don't realize when couples aren't having sex or they aren't having a good sex life, it's always, and I rarely use the word always, I try to stay away from absolutes, but it is always connected to actually a problem emotionally and not physically. And studies show that when people actually have emotional problems in their relationship, sex is actually the way that it manifests itself. And so my book talks about that. And so there's really, when you do this waiting game and you actually prioritize getting to know the person, you are almost guaranteeing that you will have a great sex life. And so that's just a little further to answer that question.
I love that. Come on and guarantee that you will have an awesome sex life out here, singles.
Guaranteed.
Okay. I love it. And this is a married man. Cellus, how long have you been married?
6 years now.
Yeah, I love that. Shout out to Denia. We love her. Okay.
And we not playing with telling people, that we happy and we have sex regularly, and we get a chance to actually motivate couples around us who are trying to find ways to spice it up. So I just say all that to say that I'm not just writing this book as a married man who also ain't happy on a regular, almost daily, most of the time daily basis. I'm writing this as a man who is experiencing the daily fruit of the wisdom of God, and I want to share that with everybody on this live.
Come on, snap, crackle, pop, okay? Because it's very necessary. I had a really quick, we're going to go to the next question for Cellus, and I'm going to look in the chat. Please put your questions in the chat if you have them.
Yes,
but
questions.
My best friend had a Bible study, and the Bible study, she was talking about just kind of like sexual perversion and vaguely, this was not what the Bible study was about, but she was just mentioning how the devil will trip you up with different aspects of perversion, right? And he will place sexual immorality in the mix for you to stumble and all these things. And one of the participants of the Bible study asked a really great question. She was like, well, and my best friend was also talking about like eating and how we overindulge in food and gluttony and all these things. And one of the girls was like, well, what about the opposite? What about bulimia? And I thought about this because we had just come out of the conversation about sexual immorality. And I began to think about the fact that bulimia in the body of Christ, when it comes to sexuality, is not having enough sex. Right? Anorexia and bulimia spiritually in marriage is not having enough sex, and that God is not pleased with that either.
Yeah.
He's not pleased with that either. He's like, that's not what because bulimia also takes your life. We think that like, oh, lust takes your life. Yes, sex outside of marriage, outside of the context God created in it, it takes your life. It leads to the grave. But also bulimia starves you to death.
Yeah.
Anorexia starves you to death. So
which is whole, oh man, I'm so glad you shared that. Go ahead.
What does it bring up? Yeah, tell me. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm realizing more and more, there's certain things that happen when you write a book like this. Conversations happen in ways where you realize connecting pieces that your book addresses, speaks into, but connecting pieces that stem and exist because your book hasn't existed. And so with my book only being out for, 2 weeks now, I've actually been having men share more and more honestly with me about, the realities of sexless marriages, and how that being something that I know is connected very much to most of the things that I speak about, but how the reality of that on both sides of the man and the woman actually is one of the things that we only talk about, how most marriages happen or most divorces happen because of financial reasons. But people don't actually lean into the reality of when these processes are not stewarded well by men, we actually position our marriages to not even be able to last, because we're going into them fueling everything that will actually keep us from having sex. When we have sex before marriage, we're actually posturing our marriage to be sexless once we get in marriage. And the conversations and the honesty and the things that I've been kind of confronted with lately have been reminding me more and more, like, we can't keep deceiving ourselves and thinking that we're going to have good sex later by jumping and doing the thing now that's going to actually undermine that. So
yeah, I love this. Now, Cellus, this book, one of the reasons why I love it so much is because there is an underrepresented community of men, I think, in the world. The community of men I'm talking about is not perfect, but they honestly within their heart want to practice obedience before God. They love God, right? And this is an area in which they just struggle with, honestly. They just have some struggles with some honest, genuine struggles like we all do. And there isn't a lot of like places for them to really get strategy around abstinence and really committing yourself to the behavior that says, hey, I'm not going to compromise in the area of my sexuality just because I'm a man, right? So I want to know from you, like, just a couple maybe things that people can keep in mind when it comes to why shouldn't sex before marriage be a thing for men specifically? Like, what's a psychological kind of thing, or an emotional, or even a physical aspect of dating that's beneficial for men?
Yeah. Sorry for everything going on in the background. My son is sick, so they're trying to get everything situated. But man, I think one of the things that psychologically we don't really recognize is that one of the biggest reasons why there are not a lot of men in church is because they're ashamed of their sexual decisions. No one had to tell them that they couldn't come to church. They just carry this deep shame that makes them feel like either I've had inappropriate relationships with the women in the church, or I've done things that don't make me fit to be able to be in this community, or everyone else is presenting themselves as this perfect person that I can't relate to. And like you said, there's no one actually giving them strategy. There's just a lot of condemnation. There's a lot of I'm very quick to point out the fact that you're immoral sexually, but there's not the support that actually positions them to be able to grow and thrive. So
Yep. And we're not very affirming, honestly, to men who are abstaining. We tend to kind of culturally think something's wrong with them, just like we think that something's wrong with you if you are single, or if you, like, at a certain age, if you're single, it's like, okay, something's definitely wrong with you. Or like even men, in my experience, when in the dating world, when I meet a man who is a little bit older and he has no kids, that can be like, some women consider that like a red flag, right? Or he's never been married. I think that at times we're not really taking into account the wisdom of the Bible. That's like, actually, it's good for you to be sober minded and for you to be free from concern.
yeah.
Now, I love this book because sex will bring some concern into your life.
Yeah.
I mean, can you hear me? What's up?
I can hear you. I have Simeon's throwing up everywhere. He's literally there's throw up all over the
poor
place.
Baby.
And,
yeah,
Dina needs me to step in and help. So
okay, we can do a part 2. I'm gonna talk to the people about the book, and I can do that without you, bro. And then I'm gonna tell them all the things we supposed to tell them.
So sorry, y'all. We'll do a part 2 for sure.
Cause duty calls.
Yes.
Okay.
This is life.
Family is first priority. Okay, so yeah, just jump off, Cellus. If you want to say one last thing to the people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Love y'all. So sorry I gotta jump. Man, we will do a part 2 where we talk and answer questions. Thank you guys for the questions that you've asked. Thank you for just being here. I want y'all to continue to lock in with my sister, and she's gonna hold it down from here. And we will schedule a part 2, and we'll be back with y'all. So thank y'all. Pray for Simi, and I'm gonna jump. I'll see y'all.
Love you.
Love you, sis. Thank you.
Okay, so Cellus is jumping off, you guys. I just want to leave you with a couple of thoughts before we end the live. You guys had some excellent questions, and shout out to my sister Lisa. Thank you for putting the questions in the chat, girl. Come on, it's gonna be some mansions in heaven, some bedazzled mansions in heaven for you, sis. Okay, let me just scan you guys' questions really quick. Oh, Lola said prayers for your son, Cellus, when you watch this later. Metaneo, I'm gonna just say your name like that, and hopefully I'm not butchering it. It says prayers up. We love our bro. We want him to take care of his family and everything. So shout out to him. Oh, it's Michael. Oh, Michael. Okay, Michael. Shout out to you for all the questions. I want to scan the chat really quick to see if we have any questions. Everybody is. Thank you for the compliments, guys. All right. So listen, guys. One thing that I want to let you know of is that not only should women be really cared for when it comes to our purity and the fact that we are worthy of time, we're worthy of um, how do you say we're worthy of commitment, we're worthy of being provided for, we're worthy of all these things, just as women are worthy of protection in the area of purity. We're worthy of time and investment, and not just someone coming in to get our body or to use us for whatever it is that they can take and not give. Also, men are worthy of that, right? And I know that sometimes I know that men and women are very different, but one of the reasons why I wanted Celis to kind of talk about this book in particular for guys is because there's a lot of care and concern given to women when it comes to this area and not as much given to men. I know men personally who have been violated at younger ages, and it's just not a thing. You don't really talk about it. They're very much, still fine within themselves, but they've never had an outlet to express that something very perverted actually happened to them. And that men aren't always just sex ready. These are biases and stereotypes that we like to, put throughout the earth. But men go through depression as well. Men have times when they don't, just only want sex. And so there's a lot of stereotypes and biases that we are working against, that we have to work against as kingdom people. When it comes to understanding how to really serve men in the area of purity, which is why I'm so glad that my bro Celis is able to get this book to you. I want every single person that came on this live to get this book. If you don't need it for you, if you're a woman, that's fine. You don't necessarily want to read the book or need the book because it is specific for men. Buy it as a gift. Make it an evangelism thing where you just find someone who you randomly were talking to and be like, hey, I have this book and I feel led to give it to you. If you are a guy, even if you do not subscribe to abstinence, I want you to trust the process and not be afraid to explore what you don't know or have never done before. I want you you need this book. Okay. At least know the information, even if you're going to plan to reject it. Because I've done that before. I've been like, let me show up to this financial planning meeting, even though I'm not going to do none of this, actually. I'm not planning on doing none of it. I'm not saving. I'm not quitting Starbucks, right? But I will go to the financial planning meeting to find out the information just so that I can be a good steward over my finances, over the other aspects of my life. And I want you to do the same thing. If you're a guy and you're like, absolutely not, sis, there's no way I'm abstaining before marriage. I want you to read this book. I want you to test and see whether or not the Lord is calling you into abstinence, or at least get the information so that you can have a well-rounded viewpoint, because the chances are no one in your life told you that, like, hey, bro, like, keep it together. I personally believe that there's so many things that are blessings from God that we really do subtract from our lives when we do not operate in obedience and we do not carry wisdom with us. So that's what I'm telling you to do. You can get the book at cellushamilton.com. We also are having a book club where if you want to be a part, if you're a guy and you want to be a part of a book club and you want to read this book with Cellus, you can do that. He's personally going to host a book club for you. And so all you got to do is go to cellushamilton.com and click on the shop button, and you can buy the book or you can purchase the book and the book club. Now, ladies, the book club is only for men. Don't be trying to sneak in there, okay? Okay, there's gonna be some good men in there in the book club reading and whatever. But don't be trying to sneak in there, girls. It's not for you. If you're a woman, you come right on over to my elite coaching community at ypcinternational.com and you can be a member there. We meet every single week. So you schedule a free consultation with me. Free consultation. Okay. If you want to get a free consultation, you don't have to pay anything at all. Okay. And you want to get a free consultation with me because you want some help in the area of sexual purity, cool. It's free 99. Okay. All you got to do is get on my schedule and we can talk about it, sis. If you want to see Cellus, you can also do that. DM me and I will send you the link to schedule a free consultation with Cellus for the guys. You can get a free consultation with Cellus. He will go over certain things with you. And if you are a lady, get with me and I will help you in strategy. It's not easy being abstinent for 14 plus years, but it is possible. The Lord is able to keep you. And it is the best decision that I have literally made in my life. I'm free from concern. Okay, you hear me? And then when I get married, we're going to do the opposite. Okay. And we're going to have a blessed sex life because that is what we prepared for. And that is the energy and the effort that we're going to put into it. So, anyways, that's all I have to say about that. There are so many reasons why not having sex before marriage is a good idea for men, including, that your kids are going to be in your marriage. You know that you're not going to get STDs. You know that your psychological and emotional and physical self deserve attention, clarity, and abundance. Okay. So don't sleep on this. I don't want you to sleep on this because what y'all will do is y'all will be in my DMs asking me questions. You could have just read the book. He told you what to do. Okay. All right. I'm done with my rant. Does anybody else have anything to say? Because I think we're at the end of our meeting. Book club is a great idea. Book canon. See what I did there. Hey, community, Clyde. What's up? That's my homie from way back. Save the men. You guys are so capable. I love men. I love men and I love men of God. And I'm not afraid to say that. Like, you guys are everything. I just wish that you would not buy into the toxic messages that the world tries to tell you. And even us, some of us women, because we have been very much influenced by toxic messages as well. Okay. So don't let anyone deter you from the goal. I love you guys so much. I want you to live abundant lives. And if you have an area that you would like to master in sexuality, purity, or dating and relationships, please let me know. This is what I have my degree in. And this is what I do. Okay. So why men shouldn't have sex before marriage? There's a lot of reasons. Okay. I want you to get this book. Once again, cellushamilton.com. You can schedule a free consultation with me just by DMing me on either Facebook or Instagram, and I will send you the link. Or you can visit ypcinternational.com. But I think I took the link down from the website. Oops. So you might not look at me just destroying property. You might not be able to access it. So you should probably DM me. Okay. And also, if you feel the Lord telling you to be in my inbox for a different reason, make sure you're ready and then go on in there. Okay. All right. We'll meet with. Let me not say that because that never works out well. Anyways, I'm just kidding. Okay. Thanks. We'll meet with my brother Cellus another time. I love you guys so much. I'm so happy. I miss you too, Clyde. You're the best. All right, let's pray out, okay? Because y'all need prayer. Specifically, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You need prayer. Lord, thank you. Thank you for the person who might watch this later and who is like, I want nothing to do with abstinence. Lord, will you introduce them to a new perspective? Will you help them to get a new mindset so that they can try you and see and taste that you are good? Lord, will you bless Simeon that he is feeling better and that he is healthy? And Lord, thank you for Cellus. Thank you for this book. Thank you for all of us having the funds, and we are going to buy it and we are going to pass it around and spread it to whoever we can so that your will can be done. Thank you for this holiday season. I pray for any single person right now who is experiencing loneliness and who is discouraged. I pray for any married person right now who is struggling, just with happiness, with joy, with contentment in the name of Jesus. And I pray, God, that you would meet them wherever they are and that you would do exceedingly abundantly above all that they would ask or think. In the name of Jesus, we trust you, we love you, and we're not going to give up. And we're going to keep hitting the devil in the throat because there's no reason, he has no place here. So, God, give us power and authority to trample on snakes and serpents in every area of our lives, especially our sexuality, and we will give your name the praise forever and evermore. Amen. Turn up. All right, guys. I promise it won't be a long time before I go live again. Sometimes I'll be hiding out and just trying to keep my mind clear and live my life in a way to where I feel fulfilled, and I don't necessarily always want to be in front of people living that out loud. But I do love you guys. I am always praying for you. And whenever I have valuable content to share, I will definitely do that. If you are wanting to be a part of anything that I have going on, whether it's my retreat, you guys know I'm going to Tokyo and Bali next year, or whether it's anything having to do with purity, or whether you just want to get you some sexpectations cards, whatever it is, please send me a DM, a message, and I will get back to you. I answer all of my DMs except the ones that were sent by the devil himself. Okay. So I will get back to you and answer those. And mostly on Instagram. On Facebook, sometimes I don't see them, guys. So make sure that you comment or something like I sent you a DM if you're on Facebook. And then, yeah, I think that's all the order of business is. So I'm going to see y'all later. Okay. CellusHamilton.com. Get you the book. And man, we are starting a group specifically for you in January. So I need you to get yourself together, free up some time, and free up a little financial investment so you can be a part of this group with these other men so that you can get everything you need so you can go from single, for those of you who are single, into marriage. And for those of you who are married, you can get the nuggets you need to maintain it. Okay. I think I've talked a lot. Okay. So goodbye. I'm logging off now. Love you. Bye.